Hey guys, I posted a video or a picture a little while ago about this jig right here that I saw on YouTube, and it was actually the simplest, best jig design that I saw. So I went ahead and built it because I want to be able to do some cross cutting, and the nice thing about this is that you can adjust it to use for your router. Anyway, I'm going to use this for today to show you basically how to cut and prepare your sample boards for any kind of epoxy samples that you might want to make for your customers, or if you're into artwork. I've seen a lot of the artists that use epoxy. This is the size sample board that they use. It's a 1x2. Now what I'm going to use and cut is a 1/2" MDF that I got from Home Depot. You can get these in a 2x2 or a 2x4 or a 4x8. I got this as a 2x4. It's actually a piece of scrap from some a job that I did not too long ago. But anyway, it's basically the same thing. You can get 4 of these because you can cut them into 4 1-foot sections. But anyway, I'm going to use this jig to get me cut one, and then I'm going to show you how to prep the edges so that round them off so that you can get them ready for your work, for your samples. Okay, here it goes. Anyway, I've already marked this on at the 1-foot mark, so I'm just going to take it, set it in my jig, and I set it at the 1-foot mark. I take the clamp from the jig, clamp it down so it holds it still. Then I got my power saw. Nice thing about this jig is you can just set your power saw right in there and it slides. Anyway, here it goes. So anyway, there's our 1-foot by 2-foot sample board. We'll set that aside. Nice thing about this, you can take it off. Set that aside. I also use my clamps here to clamp down my little spacer board so that I don't One other thing I wanted to show you. Like I said, this thing is adjustable. Basically take these screws off. Move the rails over. Now, if you want to, you can look up this jig. It's on YouTube somewhere. It's a cross-cut jig, but it also doubles as a router jig. And I have it set for my router. Yours may be a little different. But anyway, this is my router. It's just a Craftsman here. I have it set so that I can just slide it along, use the clamp to hold down my work so that when I'm working I can just router the, mainly like for planing. But anyway, that's how you adjust that. Like I said, that's one of the reasons I like this particular jig. It's more than just a cross cut. It's also a router jig. Anyway, earthquake. Sorry about that. Anyway, wind blew over my jig, knocked the camera over. It's okay. It's all good. Anyway, you want to prep the edges for these things by rounding them off. Now, there's several different ways you can round them off. You can take a planer, you can take a sander, just round off the edges. If you're doing artwork, you probably don't want to round it off as much. But if you're wanting to make a sample board, this is a good practice for when you actually do it out on the customer's counter it, or if you're doing MDF, so that it's good practice. But anyway, what I do is I just take, I just like to clamp these, the board to my bench, so that, all right, wrong side. I like to clamp them over here on the edge, move the pin back so I get a better view, so that I can get around it all at once. That way it holds my board stable. Then I'm going to get my router. With 1/4 inch round over. And just basically just going to round off the edges. That's one side. The other side. There you have a nice sample board. It's got nice rounded over edges. Now all I got to do is just sand these a little smooth, so that when I paint it and I epoxy it, it's nice and smooth and everything lays down flat. Anyway, that's how you prepare a sample board for epoxy.